Tonight on Evening Magazine, we get the scoop about the new Spider-Man movie.
What was your favorite fight scene?
From an Evening Magazine junior reporter. The Cinderella story of a folk singer who came back from the dead. Stay here, relax, and do some good for families you don't even know. And superhero kitty rescuers.
And I'm Michael King at Green Lake, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Evening Magazine. And all week we've had guest hosts, mystery guest hosts on the show. And tonight, here's a hint. Oh la la! That kind of gives it away. Welcome, Cisco.
Hi, Michael.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. So, are you ready? You get your game face on?
I am ready.
You know what you're doing
I'm excited too.
Okay, now this is not Gardening with Cisco. So what we've done is we're going to ban you from saying the word plant.
Oh,
so watch what happens. Go ahead and say the word plant.
Plant.
See?
Oh,
so
man!
You're not allowed to say anything about
That's
plants.
gonna be impossible.
Well, we want to meet the other side of Cisco. Like when I asked you to do this, I asked you, okay, what do you do other than gardening? And you said?
I'm a poochaholic.
Right, okay.
I love to live a tweedle out of dogs. They're just the best thing there ever was.
How many do you have?
I have 2.
Okay, and introduce us to them.
Okay, hey, here's Fred and there's Ruby. Both of them are rescue puppies.
Oh, excellent,
Yeah,
excellent.
I've had them since they were knee-high to the kitchen table,
Yeah.
you know, or littler,
Right.
so.
Well, I know you also love Spider-Man, right?
Oh, I love Spider-Man.
Since you're the guest host, can you do this intro?
Okay,
give it a
hey,
go.
I could do it, especially when I read it here. This really helps. The new Spider-Man movie opens on Friday, and over the weekend, we had a chance to interview the cast. We usually send Kim to do that kind of thing.
Yes, we do.
But this time, she brought a special superhero correspondent.
For most audiences, this is just a movie, but for my son Miller,
What are you gonna ask Santa for Christmas?
Oh, I want to ask him for Spider-Man.
it's an entire world he's studied since he was 2 years old. The chance to go to New York and interview the hero and villains of The Amazing Spider-Man 2
How old are you, Miller?
From NBC Seattle.
was a dream come true.
So cool.
Did you practice how to shoot your webs in your room at home?
Yeah, ever since I was 2.5, 3 years old, I've been practicing how to shoot the webs. There's a little button right here. And you press that button with these 2 fingers, and then the web comes out.
Yeah.
And I practice climbing door frames and, you know, doing flips over the couch, and I...
It's a little awkward off camera. He would practice. I don't know what's going on with me.
How did they make your body look electricity?
Oh, you know what, Miller? You ever see candle wax, melted candle wax?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, imagine a big bowl of melted candle wax, and they just dip me in the candle wax, and when they pull me out, I'm all blue. And then the guy says, well, like a green screen, you're a blue screen, and that's why it looks like there's a thunderstorm going on inside Electro's body.
Cool. Is there another character in the movie you think it would be fun to play?
I would love to play Gwen Stacy because she's so smart and she is so so brilliant and so passionate. In another world, if I'm ever allowed to play a woman, that would be the woman I would play.
What was it like for them to do your makeup?
My Green Goblin makeup took 3.5 hours. You know how the old Green Goblin always wears that purple hood? Well, my hair as the new Green Goblin is supposed to look like that.
What was your favorite fight scene?
Ooh.
The big Times Square fight scene was pretty amazing, and the reason I loved it is because right at the beginning, I am trying to not fight. I don't like fighting. I don't like fighting as Andrew. I'd much rather talk than fight. It's much more nice.
How about you come with me? Go somewhere we'll talk. Away from all these people, okay?
When people see you in a shop, do they say, oh my gosh, it's Spider-Man, or oh my gosh, it's Andrew Garfield?
No.
An interesting question.
Not really. They don't really say anything. They just go, that'll be $5.95. I don't often get recognized in life, which is really nice because I love just being myself and you know, I love acting, but then I like living my own life as well.
So there you have it, the real people behind the movie.
That's it.
Miller, awesome.
Good job.
Interviewed by a real fan who may have a new career in reporting after he gets some sleep.
If we can wake him, Miller will interview the other star of this new Spider-Man movie, Emma Stone.
And our next story features a different kind of superhero, the kind that gets cats out of trees. Here's Michael King.
It's me.
Oh la la!
Roxy the cat is up there somewhere.
I came out and I was calling for her in the morning and I hear her and she's letting me know that she's up there.
Roxy.
There she is, some 60 feet off the ground.
She's been up there for about 6 days.
6 days in the summer heat with no food, no water. Enter the cat rescuer.
I see a kitty in the tree.
Sean Sears loves climbing and cats.
I have a cat at home and 2 dogs, and I can't imagine hearing them up in a tree and not being able to save them.
An arborist by trade, he is at home out on a limb. Sean's rescued close to 100 stranded felines.
Once I start climbing, that cat is, I pretty much treat it like my cat.
First step, slingshot a line over a branch near Roxy.
That'll work.
Then he pulls up his rope over that branch. He reassures her as he closes in.
Hi, pretty girl. Are you just gonna come to me?
Super nervous, holding on for dear life on the limb to being held and just kind of feeling them kind of relax.
Ooh, don't go under there. Come here. Come here. I got you.
She's so cute.
Feel them sort of melt in your arms a little bit, and that's part of why I do it, just because they know that I'm there to help them.
The cat is in the bag.
I can't wait to hold her.
Roxy, come here, baby.
Oh, she was a good kitty.
Oh.
Yeah, she wanted to go home.
Hi, baby.
I want to see her.
Oh, honey, it's okay.
Oh, thank you so
No
much.
problem, no problem. Yeah.
Let's go get some food and water and let's not do this again for a while, okay?
You know what I'd say about that cat rescue? Ooh la la.
Oh la 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 la!
Stay here, relax, and do some good for families you don't even know. Later, and the teen baking his way to better health. Next. HealthLink on Evening Magazine is brought to you in part by LifeWise Health Plan of Washington.
Welcome back to Green Lake with Cisco and his dogs, Ruby, and is Fred back here?
There he
he's
is.
hiding. He's hiding behind you. And this is one of your favorite places to come, right?
Oh yeah,
Hang out
and the
here?
dogs love it. They get to sniff all their buddies, smell the trees, you know.
It's dog heaven.
Oh, it is.
Well, tell us about an 8th grader we're meeting right now.
Well, an 8th grade Ballard student taught us all a lesson in ingenuity and courage.
Yeah, it's tonight's Health Link on Evening Magazine. Here's Kim.
Being diagnosed with celiac disease is certainly life-changing, but a kid from Ballard took something that seemed bad and turned it into something surprisingly good.
Yeah.
What does it mean to be 13? If you're Dominic Cura, sometimes it's rock climbing with friends, and sometimes it's making gluten-free carrot cupcakes from scratch.
Xanthan gum replaces it and makes the texture close enough to a glutinous pastry.
It's not the kind of ease teenage boys typically have in the kitchen, but it's Dominic's way of dealing with an autoimmune disorder.
When I was little, I'd have lots of headaches. My legs would hurt and it'd be hard to sleep at night.
At age 9, doctors diagnosed him with celiac disease, a severe gluten intolerance.
I remember thinking, I had to change my whole life since almost everything had gluten in it.
All the food he loved was suddenly off limits, but necessity is the mother of invention. And Dominic decided if they didn't sell what he wanted to eat, he'd simply make it.
Well, my parents helped me at first, and then in 2011, I found a cookbook, and I started baking from it, and I liked it. And then when I finished making all the recipes, I decided to make my own.
Dominic's aptitude in the kitchen is the real
It's going to
deal.
be a cherry cupcake with the local cherries.
He entered the Bite of Seattle's video cooking contest and won.
It said I was supposed to be 18, but no, I don't have to follow the rules, I guess.
He's also not waiting to become a published author. This is his cookbook, filled with his own recipes and endorsed by the ultimate critic, his younger brother, seen here on his second gluten-free cupcake.
He wanted to tell the story of celiac disease to help other people. And I have to say it's innate that it's just dominant.
A kid who took a diagnosis that seemed like the end of the world and turned it into a new beginning.
Well, I guess because of it, I made a cookbook. I have my own blog. I started baking. Who knows what else might happen from it.
All right, thank you, Kim. And this is what we call a bridge. We're bridging from one story to the next, so there you go.
Oh, okay, I can handle
Yeah,
this.
do that.
Group in Linwood has found another way to make food help you feel good.
Here's Jim.
We can't cure cancer. We're not going to solve world hunger. We can make cupcakes.
Trevor Lutz and Danny Clark are cuckoo for cupcakes.
I've always loved to bake, and cupcakes were kind of my favorite thing to make.
And they have a thing for giving them away, too, by the thousands.
We've done a little over 2,000 cupcakes in the last 6 months.
They call themselves Ninja Cupcakes.
We leave the cupcakes on the door, ring the bell, and run away.
And they're coming to a doorstep near you. It all started a couple years ago. The web developers had been giving away batches of baked goods to family and friends, and things were getting out of hand.
Eventually, we just started to run out. We didn't have enough. So we started to say to people, well, tell us why you deserve free cupcakes.
Sure enough, people did.
We let people vote on who has the best story.
Their nomination process became an online phenomenon.
It is getting to be more and more of a challenge every week because we have more and more requests every single week.
They do some cupcake sales and catering to cover some of their expenses, but this is a labor of love.
All of our proceeds go back to giving away cupcakes. Your coworkers nominated you to win free cupcakes today.
You're kidding me.
For doing all your great work here at Child Haven.
Danny and Trevor aren't looking to get rich.
It's a good feeling.
Just change the world.
It's a great day. That is a great day.
One cupcake at a time.
A folk musician comes back to life later. Giving yourself a chance to recharge is helping others do the same. When we come back.
Welcome back to Evening Magazine. Now here's a getaway for you. A place that's really relaxing and helps families you don't even know.
That sounds perfect. St. Brian is here as we continue our Give Big countdown.
Not far from Seattle, as the crow flies, a place of renewal takes you away from everyday life.
I thought, this place is magical, and I can't believe nobody knows about it.
Heidi Hutchinson is an alum of Harmony Hill, a secluded retreat with a seaside view near Hood Canal.
I found that it was sort of like going to camp.
Anyone can come and rent a cabin, but once a month, the place is reserved for visitors like Heidi.
So pretty much on all fronts, I was a very broken person, and I had a really busy job, and I just finished all this treatment, and I really didn't know how I was going to move forward with my life.
Heidi, diagnosed with breast cancer, came to Harmony Hill to experience a 3-day weekend for people living with cancer.
You know, one of the things about a cancer diagnosis, I think, is it kind of takes you out of normal. And this is a place for people with a diagnosis to come and rediscover community.
Executive Director Eric Blagan and founder Gretchen Shada organize cancer retreats at Harmony Hill free of charge. Participants don't pay a dime.
And, you know, there's a lot of people get excellent medical care all over the place. We don't provide that.
I wish to live as a river flows.
Instead, Harmony Hill provides support groups, yoga classes, quiet time, and plenty of healthy eating to feed the mind, body, and soul.
It really gave me this new perspective that I actually I'm going to be okay, and I'm doing all right, and there are other people who understand what I've been going through, and I'm not alone.
There's a saying at Harmony Hill that embodies its spirit. Life is not about waiting for the storm to pass, It's about learning to dance in the rain.
And people learn how to dance. I mean, there was a lot of laughter these last 3 days, even though it's tough what some people are facing.
What keeps the no-cost cancer retreats in session? Donations, and when other groups and visitors rent the cabins for a peaceful getaway.
And I often visit Harmony Hill to rekindle that feeling again. And I brought my mom here, I've come for yoga retreats, I come for wellness seminars.
No matter what your reason for staying at Harmony Hill, it goes a long way to inspire healthy living for all.
It's getting outside, it's eating great food, it's meeting wonderful people, and focusing on what's important in your life.
Harmony Hills is one of the only centers of its type in the Northwest.
And it's one of 1,600 nonprofits that benefit when you give big next Tuesday, May 6th. So I know a big thing in your life is Brussels sprouts. We want to find out. Do you really like them?
Well, first of all, it's one of my favorite vegetables that there is.
You can't say the word.
I'm not going to say plant.
Yeah, we banned plant from this show. This is the real Cisco, behind the scenes Cisco. But you do like Brussels sprouts?
Oh, I love them. Listen, I love them because I eat them in quesadillas. Who else would do that? You got to love them to do that.
Okay, we'll be right back.
The Cinderella story of a musician given up for dead. After this.
I'm Michael, and here's Cisco, and you're co-hosting the show. You don't need me. You're doing such a great job.
Oh, no, yeah, especially when I get to read the script. Okay, hey, the Sasquatch Festival at the Gorge Memorial Day weekend is sure to be filled with great musicians. And one of the performers, a folk singer named Rodriguez, has quite a Cinderella story. Here's Saint.
And you measure for love by the sweet things you're told. And you live in the past or some dream that you're in. And your selfishness is your cardinal sin.
You're listening to a singer who came back from the dead.
We want to be held with highest regard. It delights you so much if he's trying so hard.
Rodriguez recorded the song Like Janice for his 1970 album Cold Fact. There's a good reason you've probably never heard of it.
How many records do you think he sold in America? In America, 6.
But in the 70s, far from his Michigan birthplace, Rodriguez unknowingly provided South Africans with a soundtrack to their troubled times.
Everybody I knew had his records.
The message it had was be anti-establishment. Really, the first opposition to apartheid, they'll tell you that they were influenced by Rodriguez.
But nobody knew anything about him. He was a mystery.
Then we found out that he had committed suicide.
In the documentary Searching for Sugarman, Swedish director Malek Benjalul tells the story of two fans trying to find out exactly who Rodriguez was and how he died.
The strange thing was that there were different versions on how he died. The most famous one was that he had shot himself dead on stage. But there was another story that he had burnt himself or OD'd.
Using song lyrics as clues, the men tracked down a producer who worked on Cold Fact. When they asked the producer how Rodriguez died, they get a most unexpected answer.
Rodriguez, he's sleeping down the street. I saw him this morning. He's alive.
We found him.
So they call Rodriguez and they tell him, you're bigger than Elvis. And he kind of hangs up the phone. He thinks it's a crank call. It's a practical joke.
And I didn't believe. I was skeptical. I was resistant to the whole idea.
But they called him again and said, listen, this is true. Did you make an album called Cold Fact? Yeah. In South Africa, it's more famous than Abbey Road.
Did you pack away all of your musical dreams, your ambition?
Well, pretty much. I was working in a lot of odd jobs and stuff like that. So, demolition of renovation of homes and buildings and stuff. And that's how I earned my living.
Next day, he says, Emerson, I got to go on tour. I said, why is that, Rodriguez?
In 1998, Rodriguez performed 12 shows in South Africa, each in front of thousands of fans who knew his lyrics.
Thanks for keeping me alive.
More than 12 years later, Rodriguez is still singing the songs that inspired a generation.
'Cause don't you understand? And don't you look about? I'm trying to take nothing from you.
seemingly unfazed by this great change in fortune and grateful that a whole new generation will learn his music.
It's never too early, never too late.
Well, you know you're big time when you can go by one name like Pele or Rodriguez there or Cisco, right? What's coming up tomorrow?
Oh, hey, what? First of all, thanks a lot for watching my big guest debut. Oh, la la. Hey, tune in tomorrow night because Emma Stone is going to be doing her big thing on Superman.
Oh, excellent. Spiderman.
Spider-Man.
Close enough.
Oh,
Close
la,
enough.
la.
Doesn't matter. That's a superhero, right?
My first mistake on the whole show.
First mistake ever. Up next, it's an all-new revolution. Little known fact, Cisco can count to 100 in 4 different languages. Try Italian.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
English.